How's it going on, everybody? It's me, the one that loves cartoons, and in today's video, well, I'm going to be talking about a cartoon. So Ninjago has a lot of outstanding moments, so I want to go through my favorite moments from each Ninjago installment. The show has 14 seasons, 3 TV specials, and a theatrical movie. I'm not going into the Lego Ninjago movie. I hope in the future I get to talk about it, because I really want to make a video about the Lego Ninjago movie. But yeah, it's not coming very soon. But hopefully I'll get to talk about it one day. Because in this video we're only going through the TV show installments and my favorite moment from each installment. So let's begin with Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu. So we have the pilot. It's a Ninjago TV special that started the whole franchise. And it does have a lot of good moments, like the ninjas unlocking Spinjitzu for the very first time, Kai's training montage, the backstory that Wu told to Kai. These are all good moments. But I have to go with the ninjas doing the tornado of creation for the very first time. I just loved how it happened, how every ninja started saying their elemental powers and spinning, and it's the best tornado of creation that we got in the show, in my opinion. It was good in season 1, but it didn't felt that epic when the ninjas did the tornado, and don't get me started with the tornado in season 10, March of the Oni. But yeah, I just love the tornado of creation and the pilot. It was a very good payoff to the relation of the ninja team during that TV special. Now we go to season 1, Rise of the Snakes, a very nostalgic Ninjago season. It was my introduction to the show. I was just getting into it, and again, it's very nostalgic. And I have a lot of good memories with that season. And that moment that stood out to me is when Zane found out that he was a robot, remembering his past and unlocking his true potential. That was the best moment of season 1. The reveal was done very well. It explained to us why Zane was weird, and I loved that flashback and the music that was playing. It was just done very well. And I loved when he unlocked his true potential. It was very epic. Zane now know who he is and his purpose. He was built to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Season 2, Rise of the Spinjitzu Master, has the final battle between Lloyd and the Overlord. And it was the original ending for Ninjago, okay? The original run for Ninjago was building for this final battle. And it was good. It could have been better, not gonna lie, but yeah, I liked seeing Lloyd unlock his true potential and destroying the Overlord once and for all. That's what I would have said if Reboot didn't happen. And in my opinion, it gave us a much better final fight with the Overlord than Season 2, and that is Zane sacrificing himself to save everybody. It really surprised me when I watched it for the very first time. And yeah, I didn't see it coming. Those flashbacks were really good and the soundtrack was amazing. And yeah, it was a very emotional scene, and it got even more emotional with the funeral. So I just loved that scene with Zane sacrificing himself. Season 4 gave us what I want for an actual Ninjago season, and not just for an episode. And that is ninjas versus ninjas. Cole versus Jay is what season 3 was building up to, with that love triangle, okay? Jay and Cole both had affection for Nia, and they were fighting over her, and that love triangle had a very nice payoff. Jay and Cole going head to head. They both want to take each other out of the tournament. Like, we never had a fight like that between two friends in Ninjago. I really loved that fight. And then you have Cole realizing that what they're doing is wrong, and I loved when Cole said to Jay, "I never meant to hurt you. If it meant destroying our friendship, I'll take it all back." I just loved it. It was a very good line from Cole. They both didn't want to lose their friendship just for a girl, and I loved that. Man, Nia was the one who started this whole thing. Yeah, the love triangle, I was never a fan of it, because it had a good concept, but the execution was very bad. But I loved how it ended with Cole versus Jay, and then Cole and Jay becoming not just friends, but they became best friends because of that love triangle. And we saw their friendship even evolve after that episode from Tournament of Elements. And I loved the ending with Cole giving Jay the Jade Blade and losing. I like that. Cole becoming a ghost is the best scene of Season 5 Possession. The ninjas all made it in time, and you have Cole being the last one to come out. And I just loved when he realized he turned into a ghost. And the music was so good, with Sensei Yang laughing in the background. And that music even continued during the end credit. Like, it still kept haunting you during the end credit of that episode. I loved it. The look on Cole's face when he realized he turned into a ghost, it was just so good. It was just so good. Cole turning into a ghost is like one of the best things that happened to him, and I just loved that scene when he turned into a ghost and he was sad about it. If it wasn't for Cole, the ninjas would have never learned Air Jitsu. So yeah, it's a very good scene. They took a very predictable concept of the ninjas trying to make it out before the sunrise. So we think that all of the ninjas are gonna make it out and they're gonna succeed and all. But no, Cole was the last one and he didn't make it in time. He turned into a ghost. That's why it was just so good. So yeah, I just love that scene. And again, it was a sad scene for Cole. So yeah, I really loved it. For me, the best moment of season 6 is Jay and Nia fighting the Sky Pirates inside the lighthouse. I just loved how they were on their own, cause in Skybound the ninjas were taken down by Nauticon one by one. So you only have Jay and Nia who survived this whole mess. I just loved that. It's just these two against a whole army of Sky Pirates. Like, it's a very intense fight, cause when you're watching you feel like something is about to happen. They are gonna lose at some point. Okay, Jay and Nia are gonna lose at some point. It's just these two against a bunch of Sky Pirates. Like, you know that this whole fight is not gonna end very well for Jay and Nia, and you're just watching. And yeah, it doesn't end very well for Jay and Nia. Nia confesses her feelings to Jay, and she said ever since they met, she saw a future with him. Okay, then why the hell did you cheat on him? And had a hard time choosing between him and Cole. You're the one that started the whole fight thing between Jay and Cole. You're the one that ruined their friendship. Good job at dividing the ninja team, Nia. But that's beside the point. Nia pushes Jay into the Traveler's T portal, and they captured her, and well, only one can remain, and that is Jay. It's hard to find a scene that stood out to me in the second Ninjago TV special, which is Day of the Departed, but I would go with Cole vs Yang at the top of the Erjitsu Temple. I loved that they redeemed Yang, and Cole told Yang that he won't be forgotten even though they forgot about him in the post-movie era of Ninjago. I love that even though Yang wanted to be human, he sacrificed himself for Cole to become human, because someone needed to guard the temple. So Yang let Cole turn into a human while Yang was still on the temple. So yeah, it was like a good sacrifice. It was a heroic thing for Yang to do, so yeah. Season 7 Hands of Time had one of the best scenes of the entire show, and it's Kai versus Ray. No, not this one sucks. I'm talking about this one. Kai's journey was to find out what happened to his parents. He thinks they died. Crux told him that his parents were traitors. He found that helmet and he saw a very familiar symbol. He went to his blacksmith shop, found out that there used to be old helmets that look exactly like the new ones, so he realized that his father is still alive because he uses his symbol on the helmets, and he's still making helmets for Crux and Chronix. He thinks that Crux is right, his parents are traitors, so to see him interact with his father for the very first time after a while was just very good. And Kai goes to fight him, thinking that his father is a traitor. This scene alone sums up Kai as a character, and it did a very good job at that. He is consumed by anger, he wants justice, he doesn't care if Ray is his father. Kai is shocked that his father is a traitor. Kai doesn't go for a hug, but he goes for a fight. I loved when Ray was fighting back. I loved when he realized that Kai is his son, and that he inherited his own powers. And Kai told him that it's the only thing that I will ever inherit from you. I love that line. So yeah, I love this whole scene, okay? It was very good. Now we jump into the Crypterium prison showdown between two important characters in the franchise. What bothers me in the original run of Ninjago is that we were promised for a fight between Lloyd and Garmadon. It was this final fight that the pilot, Season 1 and Season 2 were building up to. But it sucks that we never got that. Instead, we had Lloyd versus the Overlord, because he was the true bad guy and not Lord Garmadon. We never got a showdown between Lloyd and Lord Garmadon. We never got a father and son fight scene, okay? That the original run for Ninjago was teasing us about. Like, they made it a big deal in Season 1 and Season 2, but it never happened. So, Season 8, Sons of Garmadon, finally gave it to us. And oh boy, it did not disappoint. That's what I want to see. Lloyd and Lord Garmadon going head to head. You see Lloyd trying to reason with his father after his resurrection, and Lord Garmadon is not taking any of it. He keeps punching him and hitting him, okay? And he uses his powers on Lloyd. Lloyd couldn't believe that his father is evil again. Last time he saw his father was a hero who saved Ninjago. But now all he sees is darkness, and it messed him up. I loved when Lloyd told him, I saved you once, I'll save you again. That was good, okay, but Lord Garmadon doesn't want to reason with his son. They keep fighting until Garmadon just throws him like he's nothing. It was a very brutal fight scene. The only thing that bothered me is that Lloyd was knocked down, and they let him go. Like, they could have destroyed the guy, because the whole thing in Season 9 was Lord Garmadon ordering the SOG to find Lloyd. Like, the guy was knocked down, he couldn't move, you could have easily finished him, or at least kidnapped him, or something. But no, they let him go, and well, Lord Garmadon paid the price, because it was hard for him to find his son in Season 9. But yeah, I love that fight scene, okay? It was very brutal and very good. And speaking of Season 9, the scene that really stood out to me was Skyler and Lord Garmadon fighting over controlling the Oni Titan. I remember seeing this way back in 2018, and oh boy, I was at the edge of my seat. It was just very intense. Like, there's no joking around in this scene, okay? This is some serious stuff going on, and I just loved it. I loved when Skyler got control over the Titan and she used it to punch Garmadon. And I just loved it, okay? I really loved that scene. I remember my reaction to it when I saw it for the very first time. I just really loved it. And that whole fight between Skyler and Garmadon controlling the Titan led to Harumi dying, and I love her death scene, by the way. It was a full circle to her arc. She died the same way her parents died. They were heroes for her, and Harumi was a hero for those people. Skyler lost control. She was poisoned by Garmadon's power. Garmadon went crazy because he lost his adopted daughter. Okay, his adopted daughter died. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people forgot about Garmadon adopting Harumi. Because yeah, it makes sense. Harumi died immediately in the very next episode after he adopted her. I just loved seeing Skyler and Garmadon fighting over controlling the Titan and seeing who's gonna win and all. I just loved it. So Season 10, March of the Oni, had a very good moment, which is Lloyd meeting the first Spinjitzu Master. I love that scene. You have the FMS thanking Lloyd for all of his actions of protecting Ninjago, and he bowed to Lloyd. I really love that scene. It was a closure to the original Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu run. So yeah, I love that scene. We jump into Wild Brain Ninjago with the secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu. So my favorite moment in the Fire chapter was the fight scene in the new Samurai X cave, with the ninjas and Esfira using the scroll of Forbidden Spinjitzu. It was the final fight between ninjas and Esfira. It's just a very smooth fight scene. Wild Brain does a fantastic job when it comes to fight scenes, and they delivered. It was a very smooth, very fast fight scene, okay? And the colors were very popping, okay, with those Spinjitzu fights. As for the Ice chapter, I would go with Lloyd versus Ice Emperor, okay? Because again, the animation, bro, again, the colors were very popping as well in these fight scenes. It was very smooth, very fast, so yeah, I don't want to repeat myself. Yeah, Secret of the Forbidden Spinjitzu is not a season that I love, okay? When it comes to fight scenes, it just does a pretty damn good job. So yeah, Prime Empire gave us a fight scene that really impressed me. And I was on the edge of my seat watching that fight scene. Lloyd versus Harumi. Lloyd was very messed up when he realized that Harumi was the quiet one in Season 8. Okay? Like, he was very messed up during his whole relationship with Harumi, because he was in love with her, and then she revealed herself to be the bad guy. He was heartbroken. She left a huge impact on Lloyd. I loved his face expressions during the fight scene with Harumi. In Prime Empire, he was shocked to see her again. Little did he know that was not Harumi, that was Avatar Harumi, okay? She was an NPC, part of the game. She kept playing with his emotions during that fight scene. And I think Unagami did that intentionally. I think he studied the ninjas when they got into the game. That's just a very small theory of mine. I think he studied the ninjas and he knows their weaknesses, and also I feel like that's why he used Harumi against Lloyd, okay? Again, that's just what I think. So, the fight scene between Lloyd and Harumi looked very good, okay? Props to Wild Brain. Again, they just do a fantastic job at fight scenes. I don't want to dive deep into Lloyd and Harumi in this video, because I made a video talking about why I love Lloyd's trust issues subplot, so feel free to check it out. But yeah, just a very good moment between Lloyd and Harumi. It was a very good fight. I loved how Lloyd hesitated to fight her, okay? He still has some feelings towards her, and I loved Lloyd's death at the very end. I didn't see it coming, okay? Like, you see Harumi dying, and then you see Lloyd getting cubed. It's the best moment of Prime Empire. So Master of the Mountain gave us that flashback with Cole and Lily at the beginning of the Dungeon Crawl episode, when Cole went to visit his mother at the hospital. That flashback scene gave me goosebumps, okay? I almost teared up during that scene. It was very good, with Cole hugging Lily and not wanting her to be sick. Like, the dialogues between the two were very good. I'm very sad, because you know that Lily is gonna die, okay? Because we know that, again, Cole lost his mother. So yeah, so you hear the dialogues between the two, and it's sad because, again, you know that his mother is gonna die, and Cole doesn't want her to be sick, he doesn't want his mother to go, because you know that Cole is gonna continue without her after that scene. So to hear him say that he doesn't want her to be sick, it just really got me, okay? And I loved every single second of that flashback scene. I loved what Lily was telling to Cole. It was a very emotional scene, and it ties up very well to that flashback scene in Sons of Garmadon with Cole climbing the mountain and meeting Master Ru for the very first time. So the island special really doesn't have a scene that stood out to me. It's a very mediocre special, it didn't amaze me, so I'll just go with the ninjas fighting those statues. Because I like that fight scene. Again, Wildbrain does a great job at fight scenes, so yeah. Seabound is the most recent season to ever come out. And my favorite moment from Seabound has to be Nia leaving her friends. And it was a very great scene. The ninjas didn't want Nia to go. I loved how sad Jay was. Nia left everybody, she became one with the sea. And then you have her funeral with everybody being there. It was so good. And it was done very well. And I loved when Nia said that's the way the cookie crumbles, which is something that Maya said to Nia. So I love that. And yeah, I really want to see what's gonna happen next, okay? Because this finale left me very excited for the next season. At the time of recording this video, the next season hasn't come out yet, so yeah. So I'm really excited for the next season because the ninjas are in a very bad position. And I wouldn't mind if we won't see Nia again. She had an awesome sacrifice. She's happy swimming with the whales, okay? So yeah, it's a very emotional conclusion to Nia. And I'm fine if they leave her character there. I want to see the impact of her sacrifice, okay? So yeah, I love that scene, okay? It was a very good moment, and yeah, it just left me very excited for the next Ninjago installment. So, those are my favorite moments from every Ninjago installment, okay? There are moments that I think really... There are moments that really stood out to me for each installment. So yeah, I want to know your favorite Ninjago moment from each season and the TV specials as well. So, I'm done. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. So if you guys like this video, then give it a like, and if you're not subscribed, then subscribe. It means a lot to me, and turn on the notifications so you'll be the first one to know when I upload a video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm the one that loved this cartoon, and you're the one that love it too.